Well, I think there is going to be some rebalancing. You'll see some names move around, especially some of the names are getting added into the index. I view that as maybe it's not going to be the biggest catalyst for the market coming up. I think it's going to be focused on more geopolitical issues.
On that note, are you expecting a lot of volatility over the weekend or into Monday based on the weekend?
I do think there's the potential, and so going into G20, there's obviously the U.S.-China trade talks, but there's also some implications for the oil market. And the oil market's really had supply and demand impacts that have pushed it higher and served as tailwinds, and those could really come undone over the week and going into next week, because one, if you get U.S.-China trade talks, really don't get anything out of that hope for a little bit more of an increase in demand and in global growth, that'll come out. And then we also go into OPEC meeting early next week, and if we don't get the supply cuts rolled over out of there, now you've got more supply coming online, and that can really cause oil to really move lower. So if you're looking at some of the names in the sector where energy's had a pretty good month, especially in the oil services, there's some names in there that have been pretty strong. If you look at Baker Hughes, you look at Schlumberger, up about 15% on the month. This may be a good opportunity to go out there and maybe hedge or just take some profits in those names.
You've also been looking at Tesla today.
Yeah, Tesla, there's the delivery numbers coming up next week. It really seems like analysts are wrapped around that 90,000 number, so I think that'll be the important threshold to beat. I've been interested in how markets are getting positioned going into that deliveries number release, and what's interesting is on the short side, how many short sellers are out there. There is the number of shares that gets reported, but that's actually a little bit of a stale number. So to get a feel for what's going on in real time, we look at the cost of borrowing those shares to short on the street, and we've seen that rise from the start of June all the way up into the end of the month, and that cost has remained elevated. So I think that shows that there's still significant shorts out there on the street who think that maybe they're going to miss that delivery, and we're going to see the shares sell off.